Hello and welcome to another episode of Around the Verse. I'm Sandy Gardner.
And I'm Chris Roberts.
Star Citizen Alpha 3.2 has gotten off to a great start as players have been busy these last 2 weeks mining, partnering up to cooperate, and yes, blasting each other all over the galaxy.
Of course they are. So with 3.2, we saw improvements to the quantum travel experience, making the mechanic a bit more realistic and allowing for more nuance in player interaction. We've also made traveling around moons to specific locations easier via quantum orbital spines.
And the introduction of the group system allowed us to implement quantum linking to allow groups of players to sync up and quantum travel together.
Quantum travel initiated.
Yeah, as we saw in that opening clip, 3.2 also added targeting functionality to manned turrets, and you can see further refinements to the turret gameplay in the 3.21 patch that's currently being tested on the PTU.
Dialing these things in so that they work well without being too overpowered is one of the challenges the team faces.
Yeah, so which is why it's great to have so many of you test and give feedback so we can continue to improve those important gameplay aspects. Along with the improvements to the turrets, the 3.21 patch introduces improved enhanced stick precision, ESP for short, as well as visual item previews to the VMA and PMA apps on your Moby class.
We've also managed to sneak in a few small design fixes into the patch based on feedback from the community.
Yeah, our devs were able to adjust the cockpit view of the Cutlass Black to fix a slight view problem for this patch, which I know will be quite a few people happy about. Check it out, 3.2, strut, 3.21, no strut.
Yay! This new patch makes a lot of small tweaks like that, upgrading many of the quality of life improvements that we focused on with 3.2.
It's relatively rare for a game in its alpha phase to get this much attention to quality of life and player experience, but it is of course one of the ways that Star Citizen is unique. We need to make sure that the game is a robust, fun experience even at this early stage in development.
That's right. Another 3.2 feature improvement that's getting additional upgrades is the freedom to adjust the allocation of power to your ship's components.
Yeah, depending on the situation or your playstyle, you can beef up your shields, throw all your power into your weapons, or just maintain a steady balance. And we're implementing more UI warnings to let players know when certain components are underpowered or overheating.
Mining has already proven popular in 3.2, but we are still working to improve it and fine-tune the details. The audio team has been reworking some of the sound effects as well. Let's take a listen.
We're redesigning that impact sound to add more layers to the sound. So when the player gets closer to the rock, it brings in a more high-end sound. And when the player goes further away, it reduces that, it low passes that. So we've just got the more rumbly type sound, which is a more realistic way to design the sound. We've also been working on redesigning the mining arm extend and retract sound. We've been working with the rock explosion sounds to redesign them and make them better fit the mass of the object. If you destroy a large rock, it plays a bigger sound with more layers to it.
Overall, all of these upgrades build off 3.2, allowing us to fine-tune and improve the quality of life in the current live experience, setting a better starting point for the 3.3 release.
Speaking of 3.3, let's see what some of the devs have been working on this past week. The character and animation teams have been mixing up body and facial animations to see what works and what doesn't, which they'll use to create more variety in the responses of NPCs like shopkeepers and bartenders.
Yes, that's pretty cool. The ship teams are pushing various vehicles through the pipeline, as we'll see here with these white box blockouts of 3 decks of the massive Origin 890 jump. And if you thought the 600i was too big and too luxurious, this will definitely not be the ship for you.
Speaking of the 600i, 3.2 saw the Explorer module redefine class and adventure. There's more to look forward to for 600i fans as the entertainment and comfort-focused touring module is being fine-tuned before it joins its counterpart in the PU.
Touring module is a module that replaces the exploration module. It's somewhere where you can house an extra 4 crew members. In the centre's a large communal area for you to relax. Got some nice aesthetics on the spiral staircase in the centre, push the vegetation to make it more relaxing. So it's 99% complete, just for one little extra layer of polish in the next couple of weeks, and then it's done and it's ready, and we'll be getting it out to you.
The Banu Defender is currently going through R&D as the designers lock in its unique styling points.
Yay! It's going to be exciting to get our first taste of Banu engineering in-game when this ship goes flyable.
Yeah, definitely. I know there's a lot of people hoping
There is.
to get that done so they can get onto the Banu Merchantman, and the Defender is the first stage of that. And as we've seen in previous updates, there'll be a lot to explore when Hurston makes its way into the star system. And we've seen some of the work that's already been done on the utilitarian hangars, but utilitarian HABs are also going through visual development right now.
For the last couple of weeks, I worked on the visual development of the utilitarian habitation room for Hurston. Inspiration-wise, I literally just walked around this company floor and then looked at people's desks, because you can find a lot of really useful information. Just because they're props and they're small, they're not really important, but I actually feel they're as important as the final image, because it's through these props that they give that final look into this slice of life feeling. Like, it's what makes the room feel alive, because through the props you're able to describe how a person lives, their character, whatever it is that you want to convey to the audience.
It's really cool to see the evolution of some of those props, which will add the little details that make your virtual starting home in the persistent universe all the more tangible.
And that's all for us this time. We'll be back next week with more highlights and updates, and we'd like to thank our subscribers for supporting our shows.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Speaking of subscribers, we're really excited about some of the new video content we're working on for you, so stay tuned and patient for that, please.
Yes, and of course, thank you to all the backers who make the development of these games possible. Until next week, we will see you
around the verse.
When searching components,
Parents,
dude, I'm home in the present law.
assistant.
I do work that's already been done, and virtually fingers don't correct, but virtually don't correct. Do, don't correct. Habs are go.
Thanks for watching. For the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you can subscribe to our channel, or you can check out some of the other shows, and you can also head to our website at www.robertsspaceindustries.com. Thank you very much for watching.